Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to completely dismantle a myth that is honestly holding almost everyone back. We're going to totally shatter the illusion that you need to feel motivated before you start working on your goals. You know how it is, so often we sit around basically waiting for lightning to strike, waiting to feel ready to tackle that big project or improve our health or finally change careers. But what if that entire sequence is completely backward? Well, today we're diving deep into the profound source material behind the architecture of active resolve, and we're going to see exactly why relying on your feelings is a massive trap. This core paradox is captured so perfectly by author Roger Seip. Just look at this quote. We get stuck because we mistakenly wait for inspiration to magically strike, when in reality, physical action is the actual catalyst for a healthy mindset. We try so hard to think our way into feeling good enough to work, but the source material is crystal clear here. You have to act your way into healthy thinking. It's like the motion creates the emotion. When you truly grasp this fundamental shift, you realize that action isn't the result of a good mindset. Action is literally the creator of it. All right, let's jump right into part one, the action paradox. Now, if you want a harsh but absolutely necessary reality check, don't look at your stated goals or the things you claim to value. No, to evaluate what you actually care about, you need to dive into your bank statements and your daily schedule. Seriously, where do you spend your money? Where do you spend your time every single day? That right there is the unvarnished truth of your priorities. The places you visit and the hours you spend speak so much louder than the goals you're merely just thinking about. So the absolutely crucial point here is that without movement, all the planning in the world means absolutely nothing. Taking action is the final nail in the coffin of your stagnation. Without it, zilch happens. But when you move, you create motion. When you create motion, you cause change. And when you cause change, you win. Action is the only thing that actually forces reality to shift. It's the physical bridge between the life you currently have and the life you actually want. Which brings us to part two, the three phases of an action. We all get paralyzed by what the source material categorizes as the three distinct phases of inaction: fear, entitlement, and perfectionism. And listen, these aren't just cute personality quirks. They are highly effective excuses we use to disguise our own lack of discipline. They're basically the masks that our avoidance wears to make us feel better about staying exactly where we are. So let's break each of these down one by one. Let's start with the first phase, fear. The whole mindset of, I'm scared to do it. Why do so many of us succumb to this? Well, the source gives us a pretty sobering answer. Because letting our dreams quietly disappear is just far more convenient. It's significantly more comfortable for us to let go of what we want than to muster up the intense work ethic and discipline needed to actually transform those dreams into reality. We essentially choose the quiet pain of regret over the loud, immediate discomfort of hard work. Now, let's move on to the second phase and see how this builds into something even more insidious: entitlement. This is the belief of, I shouldn't have to do it. It's a deeply ingrained, almost invisible belief that our lives are simply supposed to be easier, without us putting in the heavy lifting. A lot of us are frustrated on a daily basis simply because life is demanding, and we subconsciously feel like we just shouldn't have to carry such a heavy load. Just look at this list. We subconsciously expect other people to handle a staggering amount of things for us. It's almost like we're waiting for a magical fairy godmother of adulthood. We want someone else to work the long hours, solve our problems, teach us, pull us out of debt, fund our retirement, or just simply make us feel good about ourselves. These beliefs are so common that we don't even notice them anymore. We're completely surrendering our own agency, waiting for a savior that, honestly, is never going to come. And that brings us to the third phase of inaction: perfectionism. We look at a goal and say, well, I won't try to do it if I can't do it perfectly right. We convince ourselves that we're just being smart by waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect time, and the perfect resources to finally begin. Actually, scratch that. It's more like we dress up our procrastination in the clever disguise of high standards. Instead of working, we just wait. But here is the brutal truth spelled out for us. The perfect circumstances never show up. What starts as a seemingly harmless decision to opt for safety, to just wait another week until things settle down, quickly morphs. It becomes a limiting and eventually a totally debilitating lifestyle of permanent inaction. By demanding perfect conditions before you start, you are virtually guaranteeing that you will never start at all. Okay, let's move into part three, will over skill. Now that we've diagnosed the three major excuses holding us back, how do we actually break the cycle? We have to completely redefine what a good life looks like. See that on the left? That's the false expectation, the idea that ease and comfort should just be handed to us. But true satisfaction, true ease, and true comfort actually come through action. They are earned by working harder than you ever have before. They come from making more sacrifices, being intensely focused, more frugal, and fiercely committed. You simply don't get the reward without the relentless effort. So, the most crucial takeaway from our explainer today is this. When you look at the hurdles in your life, you might naturally think you're just lacking the right talent or the right education. But the modern challenges you face are rarely about a lack of skill or resources. They are almost entirely a matter of will. Your success is dictated by your sheer determination. It is your will to push forward when things are incredibly hard that makes the ultimate difference. And this perfectly translates into how we handle our days, right? We're constantly complaining about time management, saying we just don't have enough hours in the day. But the source material corrects this beautifully. Our problem isn't time management, it is self-management. Stop blaming your poor circumstances or your super busy schedule, because the real battle you're losing is against your own lack of self-discipline. Once you manage yourself, the time basically manages itself. I really want you to embrace this incredibly powerful mantra from the text. Seriously, read it with me. It's okay to be scared. Do it scared. It's okay to be unsure. Do it unsure. It's okay to be uncomfortable. Do it uncomfortable. Just get started exactly where you are right now. Realize that your negative feelings and your anxieties aren't a stop sign. They're just conditions to push through. Remember, you act your way into feeling confident, not the other way around. So I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought to carry with you today. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect foolproof plan. Ask yourself right now, what is one messy, imperfect action you can take this very second to build your active resolve? Your life changes the absolute moment you move. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I challenge you to go out and cause some real change today.